Rand, Catherine, Kevin. Kevin, I never thought about the solar flares being the source of the computer problems yesterday.
I thought it might be, but then when I looked at the weather this morning, there's a huge warning about all the crap that can go wrong, GPS, all sorts of stuff. And I thought, well,
Yeah.
my neighbor, 5:30 this morning, his alarm went off. I called him. He's down in San Diego. And nothing. The cops came out and basically, and the minute our alarm was down,
Uh
and
huh.
I know our Wi-Fi got screwed up. So
Very strange. Well, it's certainly possible. Rand, your image, your video is really strange.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's like
That's the
technology.
only time I've seen seen that happen. Sunspots, solar flares.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think it's the solar flare. I can't
oh,
blame the sun this time.
that's better. Catherine, what can you blame on solar flares?
I mean, nothing. We had computer problems this morning,
Uh
but
huh.
it's very often, so I'm not sure that it's,
Solar flares, huh?
yeah.
Well, I was really searching for the source of what happened yesterday. I couldn't make any sense of it, um, and I'm still not sure it's solar flares, but that's a possibility. So I'm just going to claim solar flares. Yeah, it was solar flares. All right, let's work on the form. Let's do the first move a couple times, and then we'll move on to the second move. I'm sure you've all been swimming before, and I'm sure that you've all been in a pool where the water is higher than your head. So you have to tread water. When you tread water, watch my hands. You're going to tread like this with the palms turned this way and then turn around the palms this way. One, two, one, two. You're going to feel the water. You're going to feel it on the palms as they come forward. So your palms are turned like this, and then they turn back, and they go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably don't think about that. You just do it naturally. I mean, once you know how to do it, you just do it naturally. You don't think about it. When you do this move, it's the same thing. It's like you're in water. Watch the top of my arms. If you think in your mind, I'm just going to push this guy, then what you're going to feel is the palms of the hands. If you're going to strike him in the solar plexus, which is the normal way of doing it, I mean, either way is fine, but if you're going to do it with a strike, then it's the tips of the fingers. It's not this. If you hit someone like that, you're just going to crunch your fingers. When you begin the move, watch the top of my forearms. You're pulling someone in. You don't grab them and pull them in. You just come up underneath them and you just go like this. They're already coming at you. They're coming at you like this. They're coming at you like this. You come up underneath their arms and you pull them in. You encourage them to come in. Part of it is a kind of physicality. Part of it is just suggestion. The reason you do that is you want them to start backing up. So you tell them, you come in, and that means they're going to back up. All right? Pull them in. And then as they start to back up, you strike. The point of, you already know all this stuff. The point is your own mind has to move through your body to express what it is you're trying to accomplish. All right? So at first it's like this. There's no point having my mind on the bottom of my hands because it's the top of my arm that's in contact with the person. It's the same as treading water. I'm not in water, but if I tell myself I'm treading water, I can feel it. Oh, okay, I'm doing this. I'm treading water. That's how I would do it. I can literally kind of feel the water. It's the same when you do the form, right? You have to feel that other guy. This is why push hands is so important, because you need to practice that move with a partner hundreds of times until it's just like treading water. You know what it feels like inside, so you don't have to think about it. So grab yourself a partner. It's the same with this. I'm coming up over his shoulders. I'm going to come up way over his shoulders. And then I'm going to pull down on his shoulders. So it's not this. It's this. And then this one is just kind of a small version of the first one. Let's do it again. The last move. How do you do that? What's the nagong for that move? Come up into your Tanjong and then sink through your body into the Mingmen and back, and then down to the bottom of the feet. Tanjong, Mingmen. Tanjong, Mingmen. Tanjong, Mingmen. Tanjong, Mingmen. All right? That's how it works. You don't use your arms. The arms express the energy. The energy is created inside the core here. Okay, one more. Okay, Ran, why don't you lead three of the first move?
Okay.
Good. All right. Catherine, 3 times.
Okay.
Catherine, say something so the camera goes on.
Hi. Hi.
Good. Back in the day, Master Zhang used to have a little trick that he would pull on people when we learned this first move. And he would only do it to the guys. What he would do, he'd say, "Come here," and you'd come up to him, and he would take one finger, and very casually he would just go pop into the center of your chest, and it hurt like hell. Pop. No big deal. Pop. And what it made you realize is you don't have to be Superman to do these moves. Pop. You think, well, nothing's going to happen, but Kevin, next time you're up here, I'll do it to you. Pop. Ow! So if he was really doing it, you would feel it. Later, in a little more advanced training, he would use his knuckles, and he would grab you, right? And he would search inside your rib cage until he was in between two ribs, and then he'd pulse it. That would catch your attention. All right, let's move on. Move number 2. So that's the first half. So for this move and all other moves in the form that are like this, your two hands want to stay roughly shoulder width apart, and I'll show you why. This is somebody's forearm. You're controlling, if you don't drop it, you're controlling their wrist and their elbow. All right? I've got his forearm now. So when you do this move, watch. You're more or less staying in that same proportions all the way through. And then you have to realize which side of the body is leading the movement, because the two sides of the body never go at the same time. It's always 1, 2. And now if I'm going to go back left, it's 1, 2. And now I'm going to go right again. It's 1, 2. And left again, it's 1, 2. Now I'm really exaggerating that so you can see the difference. What you don't want to do is this. Moving both sides of the body locked together. All right? It's right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The reason, lots of reasons, but the main reason is when you lock both sides of the body together, you're gonna force, as you move. Let's say I'm moving to the left and I lock my right side to my left side. I'm going to force my right side to do something that it doesn't want to do. Right? It should be left and then right and then right and then left and then left and then right. They're very close, but they are separate from each other. And just the beauty of Tai Chi movement. Watch this movement. I'm going to exaggerate it, but you will see people move like this. It looks stiff, because it is stiff. You have to stiffen up the body so that both sides stay exactly together, and you shouldn't really do that, right? Just relax. Relax. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Boom. Now, when you get to the next part, the 1, 2 is going to become really obvious. Watch. 1, 2. 1, 2. Because they're doing opposite things. This one is Lu. The energy of turning. Shift your weight, turn your waist. It's not the arm doing it. It's the shift of the weight, the turn of the waist. The movement of the arm is just a little icing on the cake. This is your right arm. This is my right arm. It's being controlled by the right side of my body. I'm shifting my weight to the right. I'm turning my waist to the right. Therefore, all I have to do in this case is essentially relax my arm and let it fall down to my waist. And then there's just a little bit of energy put into the arm. The other side is doing just the opposite. The other side is doing pum, pum, pum. This is my left arm. It's being controlled by the left side of my body. All right? The left side of my body is shifting to the right. And watch this part of my body down here. So what's going on with the Dan Chen? It's turning. It's not just turning side to side, it's also turning this direction, which means the right side of the Dan Chen is going down and the left side is coming up. Because this side is turning down, this becomes possible. Because this side is turning up, this becomes possible. Because they're both happening at the same time, this is possible. So you know, when you begin Tai Chi, you learn this move, you're going to be paying attention to the hands. Maybe a little bit to the feet, but mostly the hands, not this. So you're going to be doing something up here, but you don't understand what the engine is. This is the engine. It's not the hands doing it, it's just this. Yeah, Kevin.
So the left heel comes up off the ground.
Yeah. Watch. Once you get this, then you can just relax. It's very simple. Now, Kevin, because I'm adding the turn in, now I'm coming up on my toes, rather I'm raising my toes instead of raising my heels. But if you're just going to do this without the finishing turn, then you would just come up on the ball of your foot. But if you're going to turn, then you need to do this. Okay. This little sequence right in here that we're going to finish with, Master Zhang used to say, somebody in the class does not do this correctly. I'm not going to point out who, but you need to be really clear about what you're doing here. All right? It's 2 movements. 1. 2. All right? It's not this. That's just one movement. Now, you can get on YouTube and watch people do this sequence, and you'll see them do it as one move, but that is not correct. It's two moves, they're two functions. One, two. So the reason to do this as two distinct movements has to do with your footwork. The footwork on this looks like this. Watch. 1, 2, 3. The footwork must be correct. All right? 1, 2, 3. So it's that 1, 2 that you need to pay some attention to. And those happen to be coordinated with the two functions. One function. Second function. All right? Watch, I'm going to do this the way Master Feng used to do it. Now that may look like one big sweeping motion, but it's still the two functions. 1, 2. The way we do it is just a little gentler version of that. All right? Let's do the whole thing. One, 2. Sorry, my neighbor is making noise out there. So when Feng would do this, now you don't have to do it Feng's way, but still it's a good thing to kind of understand what they were doing. Here's the old way of doing this movement. Here's how Feng would do it. This is just Qigong. It's like a sun salutation. I mean, if you're fighting a guy that's that big, turn around and run. All right? But why would he open it up? To open up the body at the beginning of the form. So do it the way that Chen Shang does it, or did it when he was younger. He does it like a wrestler. It's the body that's moving. The hands are just a little icing on the cake. It's good to study those things, but then just relax. One, 2. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to turn 90 degrees so I'm facing you when I'm done. 1. Two.
We, when you had class, you called that move the dish rag, and you would just chin out the crap out of them.
Right? Not with your arms, it's with your body. Right? This is why we call it the dish rag. Right? This is your forearm. It's not a big movement. If you've got somebody's hand and you've got their elbow, you can make them cry uncle. Watch. You know, guys, when we do these classes are about details. This is not practice. Practice you're going to have to do on your own. This is just getting all the details. All right, let's do the second move, the first half of the second move, all the way through. Watch. Look at the structure of my legs. It's not like this. Open. The knees go outward. Right? Watch. It's a screw down into the ground. Screwing. Spiraling. Everything in the body is spiraling. if your knees don't go out, watch what happens. It locks all this up. And once this is locked up, how can you move? You have to unlock this, and the only way to unlock this is to open your knees. One more. I didn't turn all the way because I wanted you to be able to see this. Questions? Okay. We'll meet again tomorrow, but between now and then, you guys need to do this 50 or 100 times until it's just in there. All right? We'll go on and finish the move. We'll do the hard part tomorrow. Ciao.